And one more thing, I realized with interacting with many people, that we have become increasingly very passive about doing things. We only appreciate things, and few people do something with their own hands, get involved into a creative process. That's why then I created some books and some interactive cards. With these books, in those books, there are only illustrations. There is no text. So one can create their own stories. One can create their own narrative with the help of those illustrations is the one thing. And then there is a set of interactive cards which tells many different ideas, and they initiate people to get involved into a creative process, because that is the very interesting thing, to get involved into creative process, and your understanding changes, your understanding increases the minute you start doing things yourself. So one aspect of my work I would like to show now, and I would like you to do some exercise with this. Like what you are seeing on a screen is a photograph of a cup. Okay, so there are hundreds of things around us which we use daily, which are very familiar to us. But what happens? We only look at things and we don't see things as they are. For example, this cup, like this is my favorite cup. I like to have my tea in this cup, and I handle it every day. I see it every day, and yet it has
Rajuji,
got.
can you make it full screen? The cup thing. Once we can see multiple pictures.
Okay. One minute. Now you are seeing only one thing, or you are seeing multiple things?
Not me. Multiple things.
Okay. 1 minute. Now?
Maybe that's a different screen and you need to share that screen as well. That's a different window by itself.
1 minute. What is happening? Now?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So what you see is a one cup. Like this, there are many objects around us which we use daily, which we handle daily, and yet we just look at things and we don't actually see it, because every object, everything around us is a multifaceted thing. Like for example, this curve, if I turn it around, I see it very differently. Okay. If I see it from the top, I see two circles. If I just tilt it like this, it becomes a cylinder. So every object around us is multifaceted. And yet more thing, if you take a spoon and bang on it, there is a specific sound. So every object around us is a multifaceted thing. And we only see those objects only for our functional thing. Like for example, I will show you some everyday objects, and if you change your outlook, if you change your way of seeing it, everything becomes so interesting, and it becomes a part of a bigger picture. Like so, what happens the minute you start seeing things differently? The things around you change, and everything becomes such an interesting thing, such a fascinating thing to look at. And I think we can do this exercise ourselves at any place. It is just a very simple, anybody can do this kind of exercise. So you can see there are so much hidden content around us. We just need to uh, search for, instead of just looking at things, if we start seeing things, things can become very interesting. One more aspect of this is like the everyday, one more thing we see, like alphabets. Whenever we see an alphabets, we read it. But alphabet, again, alphabet is a shape also. And alphabet is a sound also. This is a very interesting aspect of the alphabets. So at one day, I decided, let's look at alphabets only purely as a shape. And if I look at those alphabets as a shape, the alphabets they appear very different to me. I'm not interested in A for apple. Now I am interested in A as a shape and what this shape means to me. What this shape tells us, does this shape tells a story to me? So then what happens? Like this is a Devanagari letter W. And then when I see at alphabets as a shape, I can see many characters evolving from those shapes. like these, I think we can do this exercise now because it is very easy to do. And everybody can take their own names. Like for Preeti, she can take P and see how, in how many ways she can play with that shape and what that P can be converted into. So if everybody take their own names first letter, and if we start looking at those letters as a shape, can you see very different interesting things coming out of it? Do this exercise. It is a very interesting thing.
So Rajuji, I had a question for you.
Huh?
So when you decide upon some say item or object or anything, so for like, again it's a way of looking things or probably the way you imagine.
Correct.
But you see, like you kind of fit in something into the whole picture, or you look at things around that object and then make a picture. I hope I'm
that like if I take an object, I try to see it from upside down or from the bottom or from the top, and how many the minute I change the angle, the minute I change its perspective, that same object becomes so different. Like a cold drink can, if you take a thumbs up can, we see, as we purchase it, we see it as a can of a Coke. But basically it is a cylinder. Okay. And so when you get rid of that Coke thing, and when you see purely it as a shape, you can see, oh, this cylinder can be many things. There are many things which are cylindrical around me. So this can be converted into something else also. So that's how things change, I think. So when we get rid of the function of that particular object, then this object becomes a pure shape, pure color, or pure like it's a for example, the gift wrap we get gifts, and that aluminum foil gift wrap is there. But when we see it as a separate thing, as it's, and then you can see what a beautiful shine it has got. It has got its own particular texture, like this. So to get after we get rid of that function of that thing, the objects become very different. That's the way I look at it.
So Rajuji, how did you come to this, and how did you start observing things in a different way? Just a little about your journey.
I used to draw many things, and I was, as I told before, I was very fascinated by different materials. Like when I'm painting, if I'm using watercolor, I also like to incorporate watercolor, plus I would like to incorporate oil pastels into it, and I would like to do charcoal on it. So that's kind of mixed media. I love to play with things, and many people they when meet and they see you drawing, many people say, oh, you are so lucky, you can draw. And we would also love to. And then I was thinking, as a child, we used to draw, everybody used to draw. And what happens when we get adult? So that's how I was thinking of. I really believe that we all can draw, and to draw is a very joyful thing, and everybody should be involved in that process. It is not that everybody wants to do an exhibition or that, but the simple joy of taking a chalk and rubbing it on a handmade paper and just doing doodles, it is such a beautiful thing to do, and everybody should do it, and everybody can do it. And then I was thinking, how can I convince people that yes, you can be part of this creative process. You don't have to be only observer. And then I was thinking of, okay, so everybody can draw these alphabets. So again, it is a drawing, no? When you write the alphabet, you are drawing a particular shape. So if you can draw that shape, can you elaborate with those shape further? And I think everybody can do it. So that's how I stumbled upon. Then I created many these kind of exercises, which I think many of us can do, and we can actually enjoy the process of creating something, and that is very important for me. Instead of only observing things which somebody has done and appreciating that. So to get involved into this thing is a very enriching experience for me, and it should be for many people. That's how I think.
So I suppose everybody is kind of engrossed in drawing or doing something. So if
I can show one more exercise, and then if you want, you can take your time, or we can just go on for other question answers things. There is one more interesting exercise I would like to show. Shall I show it now, or shall I take 5 minutes?
no, show it. Yes, it's
Okay.
okay.
Two more things. One more. Again, to draw is a very simple and joyful thing. Many people say that we cannot draw, but I think everybody can draw a circle. So there are many simple shapes which everybody can draw, I believe. So again, this is a beautiful exercise. Take any simple shape which you can draw. What I had done here is I had identified some shapes which anybody can draw, like a circle, and I have just repeated that circle for 25 times and see what an interesting thing we can create out of just. We can do horizontal lines. We can draw half circles. And you can see just these simple shapes can create so many beautiful things. So drawing is a very, I think, simple, enjoyable thing, which again, you can do this exercise at home. Just try it. It is such a beautiful thing to do. Take one shape and just repeat it for many times, and something will appear on that paper. And just play with those shapes, just play with colors, just play with shapes of many mediums. This is one more exercise which I think we all can do. And one more thing I would like to share and show you is like this. I think anybody can do this kind of chaotic line drawing. So what we see here is a completely nonsense thing, completely chaos. Okay. And you can see there are so many things hidden in that chaos. There are so many pictures, there are so many drawings which are actually into that chaos. Can we separate it? Can we see at that chaos and find some new things? You can see what we see as a nonsense, what we see as a chaos is full of potential things. There are so many, I think there are hundreds of drawings hidden into that chaos. It is just to search for them, to see them. Again, this is a one more exercise which I think we can easily do, and we can actually create very beautiful things out of this. These are
sorry.
tell me.
No, I think this was more like observing the clouds or the sky.
Correct.
And you kind of create
Correct.
in your mind, and then
correct. But
is it like you already think of like, let's say this is a deer or some deer, and you already think like okay, I'll visualize a deer and then put it on it. So that's how you do it, or when
no.
see you kind of imagine
Many
something?
times I have created like 25 drawings out of this chaos, and I believe there are hundreds of other drawings are to be seen in there. The thing first, many of the time, what I have done, I had taken a sketch pen and painted 2 or 3 shapes, and then I have evolved it, and then I could see, oh, if I go it like this, it will appear as a bird or it will appear as a deer. I haven't imagined it beforehand. It is just doing things. It is just starting something, and that process will lead you to something very interesting. I think that process is very important. To follow that process, instead of preconceived ideas, I always follow a particular process, and then that process will lead. The process leads me to something very interesting. So,
Okay.
बोलिए.
Yeah, Raju.
No.
नहीं बोलिए, आप बोलिए.
Tell me. This is what I wanted to show to you, share with you, that approach art in a very relaxed manner. It is very easy and approachable thing to do, and everybody should practice it, because that is the one of the most enjoyable thing for me, and it should be for you. That is the idea behind all these things. Ask me if you have got any questions.
Yeah, so I was thinking that we'll call in Cosmica and then we'll open the floor for question answer. Is that fine for everybody?
Yes, perfect.
Okay.
Hello everyone. I'm Cosmica and I'm a macrame artist and currently I'm residing in Jamshedpur, Jharkhand, and I have taken a lot of workshops in various places. Um, I started macrame. Macrame is a work we make with threads like this. I've made this bottle lamp. Uh, so these this lamp we make with hands, with threads, and it's called macrame. So I've been doing it since like 4 years, and I've put exhibitions in different places. My recent one was in Baroda, MRID College. So, and can you hear me?
Yeah,
Yes, yes. Yeah.
Okay. Um, and I have never been to school. I'm an unschooler, and I have never been to any kind of formal school. And I have learned basic reading, writing at home since I was kid. And my mom and my parents have always taught me everything. And whatever I wanted to learn, I learned from online classes and from people. We used to live in Udaipur actually. Um, my 10 years I was there in Udaipur. So there was the community, um, unschooling community. There were a lot of other people also. They used to teach me and whatever I wanted to learn. And how I started macrame is from Rakhi actually. I used to do a lot of creative things. I love making gifts for people actually. And I used to do clay work, craft, dancing, singing, and a lot of different kind of art forms. Like I love painting, drawing, sketching. So like that only. So how I started macrame is from Rakhi. So every Rakhi we use a lot of like इतना expensive Rakhi सब मिलता है, and I was like, it's useless. I can make it on my own. Like just just buy me some threads. So Mama used to have these threads in her kitchen and embroidery and something. So I just take them and do baal mein choti guth hai. So I did that, braidings, and then I made this Rakhi for my brother, and and I used to make Rakhis actually, and then I explored what thread is, and I explored various forms of it. When I searched on Google, that oh my god, thread, it's like whole new world. So we can make we can make dream catches out of it. We can make wall hangings, phone hangers, whatever you say, we can make it with threads. But um, we need basic knots, basic things we need to learn. That which I learned from YouTube actually. So I used to see these 5 minutes craft. Has anyone else seen it? So 5 minutes craft, I used to see. So usme bataya tha, they were like square knot, the basic knot, which I would like to show you all. So so basic knot is macrame or square knot. If you want to learn macrame, you just need to learn this knot, because square knot is the knot we use everywhere. Like in this bottle work, there are only square knots all over the places. So these basic knots, it's square knot. So I learned that first, and then yeah, I used to learn in Udaipur only. So I did that and Rakhi. I just explored, and then I started making a little necklace. I first made a necklace, um, rainbowish necklace, because I saw someone wearing a necklace and I was like, it's thread. I can make it. Let's make it. So first I made a macrame necklace and bracelets basically, and then we had to move here in Jamshedpur for some reason. And then here I stopped making macrame because my grandparents said like you should really go to school and all. So it was pressure then, but then I said, okay, let's see what school is like, because I've never been to school. And whenever people ask me like, so why do you not go to school? What do you do? I was like, okay. So that time I used to say whatever my parents said, like I'm doing unschooling, I do different things and all. But I never knew on my own, like why am I doing unschooling? So I really wanted to try going to school. So I've been here school for 3 months. I lasted 3 months. So in there I learned that kids don't get their freedom, actually freedom of speaking and doing art forms, actually, because they have so much pressure in their mind. We have exams and everything, but I've never been to school, but still I had like full marks in my exams. I'm very really proud of it. So yeah, and that's how I went. And I was, after school, at some point I was really I got really quiet and shy, and I was like, oh my god, I cannot talk to anyone without my parents. So I needed them every time whenever some random people ask me, because before school I was like free. I used to talk to random people, learn about them, whatever they're doing. So after school, I needed to recover fast, because then I was like, no, it's destroying my everything, my creativity and all. So I was like, okay, I can do it my own. I've been doing it. Unschooling is awesome. Like you can explore so many different kind of forms. You have so much freedom and opportunities. I'm really glad to be in this community that I have so many opportunities. So I just left school, and then it took me 2 years to recover and be more freely and talk to people. And that's how and that way I didn't have any friend, actually. So here I had no friends. So macrame was my basically friends. So I used to do, I was curious about threads, like you can, how many things you can make. So there's this artist, um, she's on YouTube, Taita Knots karke. So I used to watch her videos. She makes like bracelet with really thin threads, and I learned that from her, doing it. And now I make so many different kinds of bracelet and all. So we went to this gathering called LSUC, where I met Raju uncle. So so there I took my first workshop, and it was awesome. Like so many people, I had over 100 people learning from me how to make bracelets, and like it was um, very beautiful and new experience for me, that I can teach people. It's such a joyful thing. Like I can spread my work. I love to make with threads and all. So there, and then someone asked me like, can I buy these? And I was like, sure. so so that's how I learned. I started my business, actually. uh, so I started selling them because people liked it, and they were like, oh, it's darky, and gift ideas. They wanted to give someone from me. And so I was like, okay, let me discuss it with my parents. So I did. And we put a stall there next day in LSUC. So it was my first stall. I had like 5 or 6 things. So I sell my work there. I sell first time. It was my first stall ever. So after that, when we came home, I started getting orders. Like, okay, we need macrame bags and all. So some people said, they give me a like challenge. It was a challenge for me too. Like what I want to make. They go like, oh, I want a big curtain or something. And I was like, whoa, can I make that? So it was a challenge for me. So every time I do macrame, it's very engaging and very interesting thing to learn. because it gives you so many challenges to do. So I've been doing that since 4 years, and now I have so much knowledge of it. I can make anything right now. So that, and like I wanted to show you all this macrame of first knot. It's called square knot. So it goes like, you take one thread and like you find the middle, and second thread. We need two threads. We need four threads basically for making this um, square knot. So here we go like this. And yeah, and that's a square knot.
So you just keep on doing the process till you get like a big, whatever, big piece of it.
So I have threads. Do anyone else have threads? Who's like making it or something?
No, I don't think we have threads, but Nishti was asking
I do.
something.
Cosmica, now are you selling your articles of macrame?
I am not actually. It's my future plan basically. I want to sell them. I am planning on making kits and make videos and sell them. The kits of macrame and thing.
So, what are the different ways that you've been learning? I've heard one you saw videos, you took up projects like basically orders. And what else? Or how else did you learn doing macrame or explore?
I learned it on my own basically. I learned basic knots and explored it. I took 5 threads and made some that knot, and took 7 threads and made it. And I just explored it on my own. I'm like basically self-taught. I didn't take any um, workshops or sessions or something. So, and now basically I make my own designs. I don't copy somewhere, and I just take inspirations and draw it myself and make it myself by learning, by exploring.
Okay, thank you.
Do you know any other like in your business or anyway? Do you even create any other forms of thread making, or is it only macrame, like crochet or stuff like that?
No, actually, it's only macrame because I learned. I wanted to learn crochet. Crochet, I actually don't like it. I tried. I tried many times doing crochet, but nah, I don't like crochet because we don't use our hand, and it doesn't have any patterns and like 3D-ness. If you understand. Yeah. So I actually wanted to show this bag I made recently. So it's this bag.
Nice.
Yeah. So it's
So,
like this.
Cosmica, you said you like gifting things. I can receive that as gift.
Like, yeah, what? I cannot hear your voice.
No, I was just joking. I was saying, you since you like gifting things, I can
Yeah.
definitely receive that bag.
Message me.
Okay, so for any product to make, do you design it earlier or you keep on, changing the design and everything, the resources needed? How do you do it?
How do I do it? It's a. I actually just. It's like when I go somewhere, I see this anything. I just take inspiration from a different thing and I draw it in macrame, not in. I make a lot of drawings and I have to choose it, and but it never goes as planned. So I just start. I just start and make my own design on when I'm making it. So it's not fixed that I make design first and then make the artwork. It's very unpredictable. I'm very unpredictable. I make drawings sometimes and I just make them.
So what I hear from you, Cosmica, presently you are still exploring macrame and working on more designs and different kind of threading. And probably business is something that you are not immediately looking at. But are you in future looking at this as a full time or proper business or career for you?
Actually, I am actually. Yeah. I am thinking about other things too because in my age right now, a lot of people I know who are giving 10th exams for future to go to college and do job and all. But I actually prefer. I want to make macro my business, and I want to make a lot of different things. I want to make big arts. Actually, I have a lot of different goals. I want to make actually my upcoming updates will be macrame dresses. I want to make macrame dress because I've never seen anyone wear it. So yeah, I am planning of making it my business and career.
Yeah. So,
And what are the
yeah, carry on, carry on.
yeah? What are the different ways that you kind of market? Like maybe even to do workshops, you need to do some marketing. Or do you at all do any marketing? Or if you do any marketing, how do you do that?
Marketing, I'm on Insta, so a lot of people buy there also on Insta, and I am actually going to make. Do you know Etsy? Etsy is a selling platform. So I'm going to make my account there and put some things and do marketing online. And I'm planning on putting it on Amazon and things.
Yeah, so we can open the floor for questions for Rajuji and Cosmica both. So everybody, you can ask questions from both of them. Cosmica, what I understand from talking to people that you have done a number of exhibitions already, and you have already sold quite a lot of designs of your macrame. So you like through exhibitions and stuff.
So, by like when you exhibit any of your macrame work pieces, then do you, when you create any kind of work piece, do you make it according to maybe the place you're going or according to some specific theme, like for this exhibit I will make this kind of stuff, or I will only make this? And can you also change colors in your macrame? Like, because till now I've only seen white.
Yeah, I can. Whenever we go to different exhibitions, so I make this chart where what I wanna make and put there, what is more attractive for people, and what looks good, and what fills the space, what like how my space will look. So last time when I went, so I made a lot of earrings and necklaces, and I have it's video and pictures on my Insta account, so you can check there. But yeah, I make plans different area and किस type का area में हो रहा है and how what kind of people are coming. So and I can make things in different colors too, but I don't usually make. So this is one jute dream catcher with different beads. So I explored this different kind of thread which I don't usually use. So,
So Cosmica, I have a question for you.
yes.
Doing the product or whatever, and you make a mistake, can you like redo it?
Yeah, what
Yeah.
I think she said if you
Akansha,
make
you were
a
not.
product and if you made a mistake, can you redo it?
yes, I can. We have to open all the knots and then make it again. It happens a lot of time when I'm making like big when I made curtain macrame curtain, so there there was a mistake over in the first line, and I made like halfway through. So at that point I had to open all of it. Like it took me like half the day to open it and then remake it, correct it. So there.
And how much does one macrame, like for example, maybe a bag, how much time would it take roughly?
If you're talking about the bag, then it actually took me 2 days, 2 3 days, because I don't work frequently. I need breaks, so it took me 2 days to make, 2 3 days. And like if I'm making different things, it takes me different kind of. So like when I made this bottle work, it took me almost a week because we had to decide the what kind of pattern I want to make, and I'm making, then how difficult it is, difficulties bhi aati hai, and I have to sort it out and then make again and then open it. So there are a lot of things going on whenever I make new things.
Okay.
So I think my question is to both of you, Rajuji and Cosmica. Uh, 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 Thing that like what Rajuji just showed us, the things of how to see things differently or the perspective. It seemed more of self joy. You're just doing it for yourself. There is no intent of kind of commercializing it or monetizing it.
Correct.
And probably even with Cosmica, even macrame is something which you can just do it for the sake of doing. So So that is also one aspect of it, which kind of I'm sure you both must be loving. As in, it is not always necessary that we do things for commercial aspect of it.
You're right, because it is not necessary to do everything on a commercial level. One more thing I would like to share with all of you, because you're all homeschoolers and everybody. In Pune, there is one experimental school. They don't call it school. It's Prakriya Co-Learning Space. And I go and work with those children every week on Thursday, because they believe that art is so much ignored in our so-called schooling. So art should be a very integral part of learning. So if anybody of you, if you happen to come to Pune, and if you would like to visit that school or space, the way their approach is, and if you happen to be on Thursday, we all the teachers and all the students and myself, we all engaged in doing some drawing work and many different kinds of. You can actually, you are most welcome to visit that, to witness that, and it's a very.
Is he sharing some screen or anything?
What? Hello. I think somebody was asking something.
Akansha is not sharing any screen.
What is not sharing?
Preeti, you're not audible.
No, actually, she was asking Rajuji whether you are sharing your screen or something. So I was just answering her that you're
No,
not
no,
sharing.
no. No, I'm just because it is a very, those are again very like-minded like you, like-minded people like you, and they are again thinking of education in a very different way. And I think we can share many things with amongst us. That's what I wanted to share with you. If anybody of you is interested in meeting those people and trying to understand what their approach to education is, please let me know, so we can connect and share our ideas.
Yeah, I have a question to Rajaji. How do you commercialize your art?
Hello. I cannot listen it properly.
How do you commercialize your art, or do you not do that?
How do I commercialize? No, this guy,
I mean,
this.
like you sell it, or like how do you earn from it?
No, basically, by profession, I'm an artist. So I got my own business. Like I'm an illustrator, I make book covers, I'm work from like industrial work, like brochures and leaflets and everything. So basically my income comes from that, my commercial work. This kind of work, it is just out of my curiosity, or it is just self-driven. So I don't earn so much with these kind of things. It is just sharing with people. And I participate in many exhibitions to show these interactive cards, these books. But that is not my main income source. That is something different. Even this school I visit, it is just out of interest. I like to work with children. I like to experiment with those children. That's why I am attached to that school. That's all. It is not like I am employed or something there.
Raju, is there any other interest that you have in art-based things?
I love music like anything, and I listen to lot of music. One more thing, there is one more school in Pune. It's called Akshar Nandan. Again, it is an experimental school. Me and my friend, we take some 5-6 days workshop about music also. But the idea behind that was to listen to different kind of music. Again, to understand 3 basic elements of music. One is swar, laya, and tal. These are the 3 basic things about music. So we, according to it, we listen to different kind of music, like from Indian classical to rock to pop to qawwali, and we just see how same notations are rendered so differently in every tradition, and how rich this tradition as a music is world over, how many ways people have explored this music, what kind of so much different kind of music they have evolved. Then at every place the intention to create music is very different. Like there are we generally listen to music as a soothing thing or entertainment or like that, but there are protest songs, there are songs which criticize society, there are songs for different moods. And like in if you listen to this African music or blues is full of there is so much sorrow, there is so much suffering in that music. So we like to expose these students to different aspects of music or different aspects of art. Art is not only about making you happy, and many of the art is a very, it is about protesting about the existing social systems. Many of the art is it is a very, what we can call vidrohi. In many traditions, even in paintings, you can see the modern paintings and everything. It is about getting away with the way things are and creating their own. Every every generation creates its own aesthetics because they are not satisfied with what is happening around, and art is all about these things. That's where I like to give this exposure to students. Art can be used for social change. Art can be used as now many are an artist in today's generation. They are so much involved into social movements, and it is very interesting to see their work. That's that kind of exposure I like to give to these students. Art is a very, again, it is a very multifaceted thing, and we can work in many ways with art.
So, we can go for a last question from any of me. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, so we can go for last question for either Rajuji or Cosmica, and then we wind up with a hard cut of 1:30. So, yeah.
I have a question. to both of you. So where does the inspiration for your artwork comes from? I mean, maybe not maybe in every case, but just curious to know, like nature, monuments, or what you see, sometimes what you feel. So how does it work for each of you?
For me, from people actually. I see a lot of people online also. They inspire me. They're doing so much hard in their work. So people actually, I know a lot of people. 2, 3 people that I know from Mumbai, from Pune, and all over the India. So they inspire me, and as I want to work, I love rain, nature. So whenever I go outside, it just feels nice, and it gives me motivation to make artwork, make something.
I basically get inspired by material or colors. Like at some instances, you wake up in the morning and you feel like I want to use ultramarine blue today. That and it becomes such a powerful feeling. So whatever I will draw anything, but today I want to use ultramarine blue. I'm just fascinated by that. Or sometimes you can see, many times I see a beautiful handmade paper. Have you ever? And that paper itself makes you crazy. Like I must draw something on that. This paper. It is such a beautiful. It is got such a beautiful texture and such a its thickness or whatever. So many times, just now I am very much fascinated by these foil papers, and I am working with these foil papers. So basically, I am inspired by these different materials.
You have motivated me to color something tomorrow morning when I wake up.
And just it is such a nice thing to just follow your instincts. And it is not that every time we do, it becomes a beautiful thing. But the process of following your heart, it is very enriching. And many times that picture is not good. You can just tear it off. It's such a simple thing. But not to follow what you feel, I think that is not good. So I just follow what I would like to do.
Thank you.
So, thank you, Rajuji. Thank you, Cosmica, for coming and giving us your precious time. It was pretty insightful, and our topic was a twist, artistic twist. So we saw lots of twists and turns in art form. So thank you so much.
Thank you very much
Thank you.
for giving me this opportunity to share my work and views with you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye. Hope to meet you somewhere, someday again.
Wish to see you soon in Pune.
If anybody of you visit Pune, you can give me a call and we can meet. And I can show you many more things which I do. Okay?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yep.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Cosmica. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Cosmica. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you.
you.